Have you ever opened your banking app, stared at that number, and felt a quiet sense of pride? That little wave of comfort that tells you you're doing something right, that you're safe, responsible, maybe even ahead of most people. You've worked hard, you've saved, and now you see the reward sitting right there. It feels good, doesn't it? But what if I told you that the very thing giving you that sense of security might be the one thing keeping you broke? Because the comfort of seeing a high balance isn't real safety. It's a financial illusion. One that looks harmless but quietly traps millions of people in the same cycle. Here's the truth most people never realize. There's a number, a very specific number. And once your bank balance goes above it, your money stops working for you. It starts dying, slowly losing value, losing power, and losing time. You think you're protecting it, but in reality, it's slipping away right under your nose. See, the comfort of having extra cash sitting in your account feels natural. You can see it, you can touch it, you can check it any time and feel that control. But that comfort is exactly what keeps people financially stagnant. When your money sits still, it's not resting, it's rotting. Every single day, inflation is quietly taking small bites out of your savings. The banks know this. They smile because while your money sleeps, they lend it out, multiply it, and profit from your fear of doing anything with it. You think you're being careful, they think you're being generous. And it gets worse because it's not just about inflation, it's about behavior. When you see a big balance sitting there, your brain relaxes. It feels safe. You start thinking, I can afford that. Maybe it's a nicer dinner, a new gadget, or a small upgrade you don't really need. One by one, those little choices nibble away at the difference between feeling secure and actually being smart. That's how people quietly drain their savings, without ever realizing it. Let's say your monthly expenses are $3,000 and you've got $30,000 in your account. On paper, that's a 10-month cushion. Sounds responsible, right? But then you see a vacation deal or a new phone, and suddenly you're dipping into what you once called safety. You don't notice the danger because the numbers still look big. But what's inside that number isn't just extra money. It's your rent, your emergency fund, your investments, and your peace of mind, all tangled together. That's why the wealthy never keep all their money in one place. Their money is constantly moving because they understand something most people don't. Still, money is dying money. Here's the part most people don't want to hear. When your money just sits in a checking or savings account earning 0.1% interest and inflation is running at 3% or 4%, you're losing value every day. You don't see it happening, but it's real. In 10 years, the same $20,000 might only buy what $15,000 buys today. Meanwhile, your bank takes that same money, lends it out, invests it, and earns a fortune. And what do you get? Maybe a dollar or two in interest. You're not saving, you're sponsoring their empire. I once knew someone making over $20,000 a month. Smart guy, hard worker, but terrified of investing. He just kept stacking cash, waiting for the right time. At one point, he had $80,000 sitting in his account. That same year, the market rose over 15%. If he'd invested, he'd have made $12,000 doing nothing. Instead, he earned maybe $50 in interest. He didn't just lose money, he lost a year of compounding. And that's something you can never get back. That's the real cost of inaction. Every day your money stays still, it's falling behind. And the longer it sleeps, the harder it becomes to make it grow later. That's why the rich keep getting richer. Not because they work harder, but because they understand time. They don't confuse cash with progress. Now, a lot of people hear this and think, well, I just need a bigger emergency fund then. But that's another trap, the illusion of excess safety. People convince themselves they need huge piles of cash, just in case. They imagine every worst-case scenario and justify keeping mountains of money sitting idle. But that mountain isn't protecting you, it's paralyzing you. Your emergency fund should only cover what keeps your life stable for 3 to 6 months. Your rent or mortgage, food, utilities, and basic transportation. Nothing more. If your monthly expenses are $3,000, that means your emergency fund should be between $9,000 and $18,000. That's your safety line. Anything beyond that isn't safety, it's missed opportunity, because every extra dollar sitting there is a soldier not fighting for you. Think about it. If inflation is 3%, that $50,000 savings loses $1,500 in value in a single year. Leave it there for 5 years, and you've lost over $7,000 in purchasing power without spending a cent. But if you'd invested that money instead, earning even a modest 6% a year, it could grow to $90,000 in a decade. That's the difference between letting your money sleep and letting it work. That's why the wealthy don't worship cash. They use it as a tool, not a trophy. The moment they have extra, they put it to work. Stocks, real estate, businesses, anything that multiplies. Meanwhile, the average person just stares proudly at their balance, thinking they've won, when really they've paused. They've stopped learning, stopped building, stopped growing. Money should move. It should flow like water, because when water stays still, it stagnates. When it moves, it gives life. That's exactly how money works. The goal isn't to see a big number sitting there. The goal is to see your money moving, building more of itself while you sleep. So what should you actually do? First, make your emergency cash work a little harder. Keep it in a high-yield savings account, something paying at least 3% to 4%. It won't make you rich, but it will slow the bleeding. Then automate your system. The moment your paycheck hits, divide it automatically. Keep what you need for bills and short-term expenses, and send the rest toward investments, index funds, ETFs, or whatever fits your goals. If you're saving for a big purchase, create separate accounts so you don't mix your goals with your emergency fund. The secret isn't discipline, it's automation. Because when your money moves automatically, you never have the chance to spend it mindlessly. So here's your rule. Never keep more than 6 months of expenses in your bank account. That's your safety line. Anything above that is fear pretending to be caution, and fear is the most expensive emotion in finance. Look at your balance right now. Subtract 6 months of your expenses. Whatever's left isn't security, it's potential. It's future opportunity waiting for direction. Leave it sitting and it will fade quietly. Move it, invest it, and it could change your life. The banks will never tell you this because your still money is their moving profit. But now you know. And the next time you open your banking app and feel proud of that big number, remember, wealth isn't about how much you keep. It's about how fast what you have can grow. So don't fall in love with your balance. Fall in love with what your money can become. Move it, grow it, build it. Because every day it sleeps, inflation is robbing you in silence. And if you want to truly make your money work for you, well, maybe it's time to build your own empire. Start something that multiplies your time. Your money doesn't need to rest. It needs a mission. Thanks for watching InvestingFlix, where smart money learns smarter moves. Subscribe for more insights that grow your wealth.